With David Gang, the DeMatha class of 2005. First of all, Dave, great job on the clock in the first half. Now, I only heard one or two parents yell out clock. I think other than that, you were pretty good. How'd you feel? Pretty good?
I was a little nervous at first, but, as the game went on, I felt more comfortable with it. So.
Okay, so let's go back. DeMatha class of 2005. Where'd you grow up?
Grew up in Bethesda, grew up in the area, was always new to DeMatha, invested coming here and turned out to be a great fit for me.
Okay, now what other schools you consider? Because Bethesda, that's on the other side. You're over like where Bullis is, Georgetown Prep, all those schools. What was the big draw to DeMatha?
Really, it was like they had everything. They had sports, they had academics, they had music, and it just really felt at home. They went that extra mile to make me and my family feel very comfortable here.
Okay, so you come in as a freshman, all right? Probably didn't really know anybody. Maybe some kids that you'd played ball against or whatever, but you're probably the only kid from your neighborhood who's in there, right? Most of the guys are PG County, Southern Montgomery County, whatever. How was that adjustment?
It was tough at first, but, it's a good community here. You make friends quick. I played freshman football, became close with those guys there, and I stayed friends with them through my 4 years at DeMatha. Afterwards, we still hang out and see each other, and then, basketball was more of the same. So getting involved in the school really helped me become involved in activities, made me feel comfortable here.
Now, what grammar school, grade school did you go to?
I went to Westland Middle School.
So that was a public school?
Public school.
What was the adjustment like with the academics?
I actually felt pretty well prepared for the academics. It was just the consistency here. The teachers kept giving a lot of homework, always had to do the correct thing, and they really stayed on you to make sure you were doing your work.
Now, who were the teachers you had that you're like, wow, this was a difference maker? This one helped me learn whatever, math, science, whatever. Who are the ones you had to name 2 or 3 teachers that had an impact on your life?
I would look at Mary Ayers. She was a math teacher that I had. She kind of influenced me to be a teacher. Working here back at DeMatha made me understand the concepts. She really cared for the students. And Rich Machesky, the energy and enthusiasm he brought for the subject matter was unparalleled, like anyone I've seen in high school, college, graduate school. He was just phenomenal.
Mm-hmm. All right, so you go through, you play basketball.
Yes.
Played basketball all 4 years. Played football all 4 years?
Yes.
Okay, all 4 years. What are other activities?
I actually was a tuba player in the band for 3 years and a member of the National Honor Society.
Ah, that was great. So you got the total DeMatha experience, right? You had the academics, you had the band. Our band program is second to none, right? And John Mitchell was still in charge, right?
John Mitchell was still in charge. I had 3 years of Mr. Roper, and he was very, very good as well.
Uh-huh. That's great. All right, so you leave here. Where do you go to college?
I went to college at Holy Cross.
Okay. And what was that experience like? First, academically, you go up there. You think you're in good shape? Were you well prepared going up there?
Yeah, DeMatha definitely prepared me, and, here at DeMatha, it's helped me gain the structure and knowing the importance of studying, so I definitely felt well prepared academically. And then I ended up playing football at Holy Cross, and honestly, a lot of the drills we did at practice, I found myself doing the same drills up there, and the conditioning and the lifting and all that. So,
So you had a good experience in both? Liked it?
I did.
Okay. So you leave Holy Cross. What happens?
I went to California actually to get a master's in education at a graduate program at Loyola Marymount University, and I really enjoyed that as well.
Mm-hmm. Now, did you teach out there at all?
I did. I was teaching, coaching basketball, coaching track, doing a little bit of everything, working at a all-girls school actually.
Mm-hmm. And that had to be a little bit different.
It was quite the culture shock coming up from DeMatha and the football environment. All of a sudden, you're thrust into this all-girls Catholic school that's very small, very close community, and I was like, wow. It was quite an adjustment, but I did enjoy it.
Now, in coaching the basketball, did you find yourself going to a lot of Morgan Wooten sayings and expressions or things that might, and you said, well, you mentioned Morgan Wooten, the girls were looking like, who are you talking about? Well, what's going on?
I did mention Morgan Wooten. They had no idea. Actually, I got lucky. DeMatha happened to be on national TV one day while I was coaching, and one of the girls came up to me and was like, wait, is that the DeMatha that you always talk about? I'm like, yes. She's like, oh, you guys are actually pretty good and pretty important at this basketball stuff. So
you're out there for, what, a year?
3 years.
3 years. So you're teaching and getting your master's. You get your master's. Then what happens?
Then I ended up coming back to DeMatha and teaching here.
All right. So at what point, either at Holy Cross or out in California, do you start to think that, what I'd really like to do is go back and teach at the school that I went to?
I mean, honestly, the thought got in my mind kind of the day I left. It was just always a question of, when am I going to come back? Am I going to come back after college? Am I going to come back after graduate school? Am I going to come back after doing something else for a few years? And the timing kind of worked out. I talked to Dr. McMahon. He said he had an opening when I was looking to come back, and he said, it's yours if you want it, let me know.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you come back, and now many of the teachers who taught you are still here. You come in, right? Mary Yarish is still here, right?
Yes.
And first of all, you called her Mrs. Yarish. You didn't call her Mary.
Yes.
But what was it like all of a sudden now, instead of being taught by them, at least in the classroom in a traditional sense, now you're working side by side. You're at a math department meeting. Mary's there and Kelly Yama. I don't know what other teachers you had. So now you're a colleague. Was that awkward or different?
It was awkward at first. I remember in our first teacher meeting, Mr. Macheski made us all say Rich to understand the importance of knowing he was a colleague. But it was great to work with them because I got to see all the things they did in the classroom, kind of their behind the scenes. Like, this is how I planned for this lesson. And they helped me a lot with the planning, with the preparation, the grading, dealing with parents, dealing with students. Pretty much any time I had a question, they were able to answer it.
Well, I've taught either in two different places, but right next door to Rich Macheski. So all those in-between moments, between class and the hall, whatever, in any conversation, he was always so giving, so intelligent in what he was doing, and I learned so much from him. Mary Ayers, the same thing. We'd actually meet every morning in the parking lot, walk in together, and just talk about what happened yesterday or what might happen today, and her insight on things was phenomenal. And Tom Burke and Doug Cifelli and all these teachers that not only do they do a good job in their classroom, they affect teachers in their classroom. You know what I mean? It just kind of goes on and on. So, basketball, you came back, you're coach, and now you're the head freshman coach. How's that going?
It's going pretty well. We have a good group of guys this year. We have a great season. We're 11-1. We just came off a big win against Gonzaga on Tuesday. Got another one coming up against Good Counsel tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's good. I know it's always, because I did the freshman team for 1 year a couple hundred years ago, and one of the things I always struggled with, it was hard. I had all these players from all different schools, and they're all good players. They were all used to playing a lot in their, CYO teams, whatever it was, their AU teams, et cetera. But trying to get them one so that we could have a successful season this year, to win the league championship, even though technically there isn't one. But then also, really, the number one goal is to get them ready so that one day they can play in the varsity and be a contributor. So trying to balance those things is really hard. Well, I know I got to let you go, Dave, because you got to get on the horn. All right. Thanks. This is great. All right. Don't